videos, welcome back to my channel. I am Mana and today I'm going to share my TBR for Tis the Damn Readathon. It's a readathon hosted by Emma from Dinking by My Shelf. I will link her video, the original announcement video, in the description box so you can go and check out. So what is this readathon is all about, but let me just give you a short description of it. So basically it's a Taylor Swift readathon. There is this bingo board which you will be seeing right there. So now we have to check out this bingo board, and this bingo board is based on each of Taylor Swift's album because this readathon is all about Taylor Swift. So I'm going to use this bingo board and I am going to choose a book according to each prompt. You don't have to read all of the 9 books, but I'm just going to choose each and every book so that I may make a bingo as I desire as I move on to the month, because it's a month-long readathon, so I can just take a one, like I'm going to do like this and this, and if my mood changes, so I will change accordingly. And this TBR is meant to be changed because I'm really bad at sticking to TBRs, and I think that I am hoping that I will stick to this one. So on top, as you can see, is reputation. So the first prompt for reputation is to read a book that is romance within a separate genre. I couldn't think of any book like this, like which has romance in it. Yeah, there are many books. Almost all books have love triangles. Almost all YA fantasy books have love triangles, but I couldn't think of anything specific that I wanted to read at the moment. So I went on to the second prompt. So the second prompt is read a book that is recommended to you. So I asked Bhasha, who is my book club friend. We have a book of around 60 people, which is Books and Afterthought. Bhasha is also a really good booktuber. I would recommend you to watch her videos, and I will link her channel down in the description box below. So she said me to just pick up any of the YA contemporary novels, and she was like, you could read any Britain, you could watch anything. So she was not very sure what would I like, and she wanted me to give something that I like. So she said that you should read anything in the YA contemporary romance genre. So I was like, it's a very vast genre, so I just picked up whatever I wanted. So I picked up a Morgan Matson books. I wanted to read her book for a very long time, but I was not able to get around to it. So now I thought I will give it a chance. So I'm going to read Amy and Rogers' Epic Detour by Morgan Matson as my prompt for reputation. So the next Taylor Swift album is 1989, according to which you have to read a book with a number in the title. So I'm going to read this 11 Minutes by Paulo Coelho. So it's been on my list for a very long time, and I think it's also a romantic novel. Why am I choosing all the romantic ones? But still, I'm going to go with this one. Next is folklore, according to which you have to read a book based on mythology, folklore, or a retelling. And when it comes to mythology, I couldn't think of anyone else rather than Rick Riordan. So I'm going to read the second book of Percy Jackson, that is The Sea of Monsters. I haven't read any of the Rick Riordan's books. I'm still reading the first one, but I think I will be able to finish it this month. So I will pick Sea of Monsters next month as it perfectly fits this prompt. The next album of Taylor Swift is Lover, which personally is my favorite album, and I don't think it's an unpopular opinion. It's a really popular opinion, I think so. So for this you have to read a 5-star prediction or read a book that has been longest on your TBR. So for this I have chosen The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. I hope it is a 5-star read, and it has also been on my shelf for a very long time. So this is the perfect fit for the book, and I have been wanting to read for such a long time, but I couldn't get around to it. But now I think I would read it. I would definitely read it. This album is Fearless. For this you have to read a book that you are intimidated by, or read a book that is YA in genre. So I'm going to pick the second one, that is a book that is YA in genre, and I'm going to choose The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. So the next album is Evermore by Taylor Swift. For this you have to either read a mystery or a thriller book, or you have to surprise yourself with a book. You can pick it with your eyes closed, or you could use a random number generator, or you could use a TBR jar. So I'm going to use a TBR jar. So I have put the chits of all of the books that are on my physical TBR into this mug, this handy dandy mug, and I'm going to pick a chit right now, and that's going to be my book for this prompt, and I'm really nervous about it. Let's choose. What shall it be? Okay, I'm nervous. Okay, let's choose one. This. Okay, whatever it is. it is. And the mountains echoed. I have to read another Khaled Hosseini book. I wanted to read all of his books, but not in the same month. But that's it. That's for my TBR. So I'll have to read it this month only. So next is Red, in which you have to read a book with red on the cover, or you have to read a book that you had previously DNF'd. So I don't know why, for some weird reason, I could not ever finish The Hunger Games. I tried to read it twice, but both of the times I was like halfway through it. I was really enjoying it. Yay, I was loving it. But then I put it down. So for this, I'm going to read The Hunger Games. Next is the album Taylor Swift. For this, you have to either read a memoir or you have to read with song or about music. So for this, I'm going to go with the most obvious choice, and that is the Sabbath song by V.E. Schwab. I've been wanting to read this for a very long time. Yay! This challenge is going to be one of my favorite challenges because I'm going to read all of the books that I wanted to read for a very long time, but I could not for some reason or the other. So next is the blank space. So there are many prompts. How can you fulfill the blank space? For this, one of them is to read a book either with cats or with cats on the cover. For this, I'm going to choose Coraline by Neil Gaiman, which has a cat on the cover. Next is Speak Now, for which you have to read a book that's in a trilogy or read a third book in a series. For this, there is a different prompt, that is to read a book that has a movie adaptation. So for that, I'm going to choose Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I have already read it, but I'm going to reread it because I love this book and I wanted some soothing and calming book. And if you're planning to join the readathon, please tell me, and it's going to be so much fun. Thank you so much for watching.
Life is a